Hello students, so this is lecture number 11. So today we are going to learn about transmissivity and well hydraulics. So in the introductory lecture I have told you what is this term transmissivity. This is nothing but K multiplied by B. K is permeability of a medium and B is width of that medium. So correspondingly if we are multiplying these two terms we will get the transmissivity. Okay, this is also known as Q per unit length. Discharge per unit length is also termed as transmissivity. Okay, so let us see what does this mean. So the discharge, which discharge K into B is termed as transmissibility. These are the one and the same thing, transmissivity and transmissibility. Okay, so the unit is meter square per second or liter per day per meter width. Okay, so this is the typical range 10 to the power 4 to 10 to the power 6. So if the medium is or the aquifer is homogeneous, then we can directly multiply the K into with the corresponding width, we will get the transmissibility. But what if the soil is not homogeneous, the aquifer is not having homogeneous layer of soil? That means there are multiple layers. The soil is stratified, the soil is divided into different layers. So let us see there are two possibilities. Okay, what are those possibilities? One is flow is in this direction. Okay, and the layers are also parallel to the flow. And second is flow is in this direction and the layers are perpendicular to the flow. Okay, so when the flow is parallel to stratification, the corresponding width is given by Ki into Bi upon Bi. So this is nothing but summation Ki Bi upon B. Capital B is this full width. Okay, so I am not going into detail of the derivation. This you will learn in geotechnical engineering in the coming semester. So this is not a big deal, just you have to equate some terms depending upon the whether in this case what you can, this is simply, let us do it. So what is happening actually, in this case the head is constant or the head loss will be constant. In parallel case the head loss will be constant, and it in perpendicular the mass Q coming from here and Q will exit here. So we will write the corresponding Q1, Q2, Q3 and we will add it and we will equate it to Q. Q we can convert into V into A, and this V we can convert into K into I. Okay, so here you can get the term K is related to Q. So that is not a big concern here. You have to just look at the final result. Okay, so final result in the case of parallel flow is simply we have to multiply the corresponding width to corresponding permeabilities, and for the perpendicular flow this is reciprocal. We have to get summation of, so 1 minute, Ke will be B divided by summation Bi upon Ki. Okay, so this is the corresponding equation for two different possible cases. I hope you have got it. Okay, so in generally or in the most of the cases K parallel will be greater than K perpendicular. So this is also you have to understand. Okay, so now we are entering into the gist of this unit. What is that? Why we are learning, why we have learned all these concepts, so that we can deal with the hydraulics of a well. So what does this term well hydraulics mean actually? So well, why we are going to use the well. So this is very easy to understand that well is what well is doing for us. Well is providing us water. So for daily or small requirement of water, we are in villages, we are depending on the wells, and in urban areas we are having tube well, submersible or normal motor. So these are all type of well, tube well, well only. So well is providing us water. So what we want to get from here, how much water we can get from a well. So depending upon the aquifer condition and the aquifer condition, like the soil, how the soil type is, how the texture is, how much water is available there. So depending on various conditions, we are going to calculate the discharge from different types of wells. Okay, so what will happen if we are going to extract water? So initially, let me show you the diagram actually. So let us understand with the help of this diagram what is actually happening. So we have started drawing water. Okay, so initially what will happen, it will water table is here initially. Okay, so the water is getting drawn through this well. We have dig this well of diameter 2 rw. Rw is radius of well. Okay, so 2 rw is diameter. So initial head is this. So as we are drawing the water initially it will be less, then the more we are putting energy, the more we are going to extract the water. But what will happen after some time, the Q will become constant. Okay, we are not able to extract more water per unit time, the discharge will become constant. Let's say some particular 100 liter per second. So that is the yield of that well. We are not able to extract more than 100 liter of water per unit second or per unit time from that particular well. Okay, so after that, what else we can see here. So this what will happen here, the water table was starting when we are starting to draw the water level is coming down. So this is the term as, if we are going to join this various drawdowns, we will get a drawdown curve. So this curve will also become horizontal after some time. So this distance from the center of the well is known as radius of influence. Why this term is known as radius of influence? Because this is the influenced area. You can see here, by drawing the water from the well, this area is getting influenced. So that is termed as radius of influence. And this, you can see here, this is termed as, it looks like a cone. So this is termed as cone of depression. So these terms are very important here. So I think this is not a very complex phenomena. As we are going to extract water, the water level will come down, and that cone is termed as the cone of depression, and the radius till that point, the influence we are feeling, that point is termed as, that radius is termed as radius of influence. And if we are going to connect all the drawdown points, we will get the drawdown curve. So drawdown, we are going to, S is denoted by, so this you can see that this is the HW. Okay, at some, and this is S. So H will always be equal to HW plus S at a particular point. Okay, HW is the water level at that particular time, and S will be the drawdown for that particular period. So this is going to always add to H, the initial head of water available. Okay, so this water will start entering from well, screen or strainer. Strainer is nothing but it is a mesh will be there, so that the heavy particles of gravels and sand, they are not able to penetrate, and they are we want clean water finally. So we are straining the particles at here itself. Okay, I think this might have been clear to you. So let us check what is written over here. So well forms the most important mode of groundwater extraction from an aquifer, as I have told. Like this is all about what we have discussed till now. A lowering of this water table takes place on pumping if the aquifer is homogeneous and isotropic, and the water table horizontally initially. Okay, the water table will be initially horizontal due to the radial flow into the well through the aquifer. The water table assumes a conical shape called cone of depression. Okay, here it is, cone of depression. On prolonged pumping, an equilibrium state is reached between the rate of pumping and the rate of inflow of groundwater from the outer edge of zone of influence. So this is all about well hydraulics. Like this is not all about, this is just a basic introduction how we are going to derive various formulas of well, like yield of well, how this we are going to calculate the rate of flow from a well depending upon the various condition, like the unconfined case will be dealt separately, because in unconfined and confined will not be the same type of cases. Okay, so depending upon the condition of well, like it is whether confined or unconfined, we are going to derive the discharge from the particular well. Okay, depending upon various condition like water table, how much head is available, what is the radius of this well. So there are various parameters, how what is, if it is confined, the pressure is high or low. One more thing, if like let me show you, if the pumping is stopped, okay, like we have stopped the pumping, if the well is of confined type or artesian type, so what we have, the reduction in the water table due to this extraction of water will be it will be compensated very soon, very early. Like in case of unconfined aquifer, this reduction will be compensated very gradually, very slowly, but in case of artesian wells, this compensation is going to be compensated very soon, like the moment we have stopped the pumping, within 2 or 3 seconds this compensation will be accommodated. Okay, so I think this is clear to you, so let me stop here. So in the next class, what we are going to do, we are going to derive the equation for this Q depending upon the conditions of confined and unconfined aquifers. So just check out about the Dupit's equation and Thiem's equation. So if you have seen this before the lecture, it will be helpful for you. So thank you so much, and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.